This week on the Fantasy Beer Name Podcast.
We're doing the Centurion challenge.
It's all going to involve cunnilingus.
You can't do it, Rack. You're too old.
I can still see the cold dead eyes of that old Chinese woman staring at me.
It was only an accident.
This is lovely.
They'd be like,
oh, where'd you get your tableware?
I went over to you and I was like, breathe on me. Let me have a sniff of that.
If you're going to invade France, I can't be bothered, mate.
We're getting through this.
Oh my god, I'm going to puke.
Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Beer Name Podcast, the 1 year anniversary episode.
It's our birthday!
Hooray! Yeah, quite funny this because we've never actually marked
Had a birthday. I've never had a birthday.
We've not marked a birthday for the channel ever.
No.
Which is a bit weird, really, considering
Yeah.
going to our third year next year.
It's a bit of a reach, this one, really, but, we thought,
Yeah.
1 year into the podcast, let's do something.
Yeah.
Let's don some silly hats.
That's what... Yep. We're sorted there. And, I mean, for those who are watching, they'll be able to see that there's something afoot here. Something a Michael foot.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're doing a stupid challenge, and I must say I'm doing this under duress. You forced me into this.
It's one of the things that I've always wanted to do, and I've just never been able to...
Just drink copiously in a very short amount of time.
For those that haven't read the bio or whatever of this episode, we're doing the Centurion challenge.
Yes.
So that is 100 shots of beer in 100 minutes, but that's each. So we've decided to pick our favourite core pales to make up that 100. So because you heart track Sonoma,
Yep.
We've got 100 shots of track Sonoma.
We have.
And because I heart Verdant, we've got 100 shots of People, Money, Space, Time. So it's around the 3.6 to 3.8% mark.
So paint a little picture for the people who are listening on their ears. I was going to say there, but I haven't even had a drink yet. This is mental.
Yeah, I know.
But
I've been
two
fasting all day.
I've been fasting all week. We've got 200 shot glasses in front of us here.
Yeah, not all filled.
No,
at this
about
point.
a third full.
Yeah, about a third full.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to fill those just before we get started. But yeah, no, so we've got a nice little tablecloth. We're back where the first episode was shot in your kitchen area.
Good point, actually. Oh, full circle.
Yeah, so come full circle. And yeah, I mean, how are you feeling about this? I'm feeling quite excited / scared.
It didn't feel like there was too much alcohol in front of me until I sat down next to it here, and now I'm feeling quite intimidated by the whole thing.
Yeah,
I mean, this is quite a lot of booze, isn't it? I mean, this is like 5.5 pints.
it's going to work
each.
out to about these are 30ml shot glasses, so
Yeah.
it's going to work out to about 500ml. Sorry, what I'm saying. It's going to work out to about 5.5 pints.
Yeah.
So in 100 minutes, that's an hour and 40. Now that's session pace, and these are session beers.
It doesn't sound that much, but I don't drink that much volume anymore.
We don't
to
tend
be
to do
honest.
volume much
no,
anymore.
so
do we? No.
this is going to be going back to my old school drinking days. So let's see if I've still got it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no idea what to expect. I suppose that's the magic of this. But we did toy with the idea of bringing in some guests on this, but to be honest, we leave it far too late to arrange anything. And
we're quite lazy.
Yes. And you said, well, let's interview each other.
Yes.
Which I think is quite a nice premise.
But we do know a fair bit about each other. A bit too much sometimes.
Yeah.
So we've asked my wife, Hannah, to write some questions, which we've not seen yet.
Yeah.
So we've got them written down on some cards here in front of me.
Yeah.
So we'll just pick the questions off them, we'll read them blind, and then we'll answer.
We're going to give ourselves, I think we're aiming for like a question every 10 minutes, aren't we?
Question every 10
We'll do
minutes.
a little klaxon on 10 minutes, because that'll then give people who are listening and aren't watching and can't see us just quietly sipping away at the shots. It'll give them a frame of reference as to how far along they are. Also, they could just look at the time on their podcast.
Could do, but where's the fun? Where's the fun in telling time?
Yeah, so and it'll also mean that we can hopefully, get through this without constantly saying to each other, "Come on, Paul, we need to drink another shot now. Come on,
Could you just have another shot of alcohol?"
It gives us a little bit of structure. There's a timer at the front. You've got a timer at your end so that we can see that
we
one.
can see it. Yeah.
And the camera is going to have its own timer.
Yep. And we've got Luke sitting there who's going to just hold our hand and make sure we haven't gone too far off piste.
Yeah, I have no idea if I'm going to need the toilet. I've just gone, but I don't know if I'm going to need to go again in the next 100 minutes. I guess
I'm in my mid-40s. I guarantee I'm going to need the toilet at some point. After the first 2 shots, I should imagine.
Yeah. So I mean,
Hey, man.
we'll just see how it goes.
Everyone needs to go to the toilet.
Yeah. Just to prove that we do drink responsibly, we've got
A pint of water.
a pint of water here as well. So
Take your swig. Excellent.
Oh.
Right. I'm feeling pumped.
cool. So yes, let's have a quick word from our sponsors at Mosaic Board Printers, and then we'll commence the 100 shots.
Centurions assemble.
And now, time for a word from PlanetBeerTV sponsor.
Let me tell you, dear listener, about some cool dudes. Mosaic board printers tearing up all the rules. They got in touch with Chris and Paul, and now they sponsor the show. So there's no telling now how far they will go. So why not order some beer mats for your tap room or bar? Mosaic board printers, they do the best mats by far. No bar, no excuses, because beer mats have other uses. You can competitively flip them or use them in business cards. Mosaic board printers, beer mats for your bar. Mosaic board printers, the best beer mats by far. They're proud sponsors of our show, so we're telling you to go to Mosaic board printers. Order some beer mats right now.
Okay, so the timers have started. So
Chris, I'm scared.
Yeah, well, let's get stuck in. Let's go straight in. Shot number 1.
Cheers.
Cheers, young man. Which one is yours? What have you started with?
I think it's People, Money, Space, Time, but we kind of messed up the pouring situation, so we could be jumping into any world here, but I think we'll just reach across and grab one.
But I think there's also the danger that some of these might have a mixture.
Yeah, we might have double dipped.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
The astute viewers might be able to see that we haven't quite filled all of them yet. We're going to kind of do it as we go along.
Yeah,
Set
we'll
ourselves
get
a
to
little extra challenge.
Yeah, multitasking.
But yeah, so I think what we should do.
I'm just keeping my eye on this at the same
I know,
time.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
it's
oh
pretty,
man, my
it's pretty
God.
nerve-wracking.
It is,
We're
it's
already
really
nearly
nerve-wracking.
there.
I'm really thirsty as well.
Well, I mean, let's get stuck in.
I'm just going to grab this now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what we wanted to do to start with was just get some of the usual
Hang on, as is
podcasting mumbo jumbo out the way.
as is Planet Beer TV fashion. A cat's just walked to the door, so
Oh yeah,
well,
there's Steve.
I might have to let him in a minute, but
Yeah.
carry on.
I think we're going to try and get some actual amble out the way. Have you got something for the Doom Bar?
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be good to do something for Steve Powers, the Doom Bar.
Bar.
If there is something, I think there's something cat related.
Yeah, there is, and I think you're probably going to know what this is. So, anyone who lives around our neck of the woods, specifically Birmingham, will know about the Wellington, which is a famous old pub right in the middle of the city centre. Really well known for having tons and tons of cask beer on. There's something like 25 lines on or something ridiculous. So they were bought out by Black Country Ales.
Booerns. Yeah, Black Country Ales.
So
Who are also from our neck of the woods. They're essentially like a Black Country Weatherspoons, aren't they?
Yeah,
They do
so
old buildings.
I mean, to be fair, the heart's in the right place.
Totally.
They buy pubs which are going out of business or dilapidated or closed. They do them out and then they turn them into a Black Country Ales pub, which is pretty generic, and they're pretty generic in terms
They'll
of
tend
beer
to
as
look
well.
the same, don't they?
They're trying to do this really old-fashioned kind of,
Cream
local
walls, yeah.
local pub kind of aesthetic, but they're just a bit bland and horrible, really. I don't like them. But the Wellington is really famous because during COVID, it adopted 2 cats,
Yes.
Malt and Hops.
Oh.
Malt and Hops, who became local celebrities. Drink.
It's nicer than a cat called Yeast.
Yeah, can you imagine?
That's not very nice.
So Malt and Hops have become firm favourites, and people go there just to sit in the pub and drink with them because they're very friendly, and they'll come and sit with you and entertain you. Black Country Ales want to rehome them, and everyone's up in arms about this, and quite rightly. So they're trying to get rid of the cats, and there's now a petition which is something like, I think there's about 20,000 people had signed it by the time I looked.
Fucking fascists. Who does that?
So they were saying that they're going to do some restructuring and refurb, and they don't want the cats to get hurt, and that's nonsense. The Welly doesn't need refurbing, and if they are going to
Cats
refurb
are
it,
fine.
it's going to ruin the character of the old pub as well. And yeah, let's be honest, as soon as those cats go, there's going to be a mouse problem because everywhere in city centres is overrun with mice.
It's a
So-
fucking nightmare around there. Okay, well, I mean, hopefully we can save Malt and Hops and keep them there.
So if you go to change.org and you search for the Wellington Malt and Hops petition, you'll find it. And if you want to, sign it and stop them getting rehoused.
Oh, bless them.
Bless them.
Yeah. So that's we're kind of 5 down. We're 4 down. I don't know.
We're 5 down, so there's 10 per row.
Excellent.
So that was good.
It's actually it's gone better than I was expecting so far.
It's just weird, man, because you've just got to keep your eye on this timer. You've got to keep reaching over, and
it's going to really test our multitasking skills.
I think you're going to have to start grabbing some from this side because I've got a feeling you've got Sonoma overload over there.
Yeah,
I've
there's
got
a lot of
people on
Sonoma.
space time,
It,
so we should
it would upset you greatly if you didn't have
have some Sonoma.
yes, yeah.
Not that I don't love people on space time because it's ice.
Yeah, I'm going to go for this middle row here.
Are you just going?
I'm
My God!
free.
This is anarchy. We're never going to know how many we've gone through now. You've just ruined the whole mathematical setup.
I mean, the clock gives some of it away.
What else we got, dude?
I mean, not a lot really. I think it's all fairly tame at the moment in the beer world.
It seems to be fairly quiet. There's a lot. I think we're in festival season as well. There's a load of festivals going on, which is good. It's not Doombar related. It's just everyone seems to be focused on their own festivals or going to visit festivals, which is great. Some smashing stuff going on at the moment, especially abroad.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little. Just have a quick couple of minutes on what we've got planned for Riv-eal Beer Fest.
Okay, we're revealing, are we? Okay, I'm more than happy.
Farm
to
Fest. No, beer fest.
Hello,
farm trip.
and we're only about 6 in.
Yeah, tell us. Well, we're going to be there, aren't we? And we're going to be.
Yeah, so Rivington Farm Trip is Rivington's annual festival, and this will be the 4th year, I think. This year?
So.
Yeah, I think it's the 4th year.
I mean, unless this all goes wrong, it shouldn't go wrong because I think we've spoke with them now. We've got clearance.
Yep,
we know
we're good.
what we're doing, and we're also approaching breweries.
So the plan is we're going to be their kind of official, unofficial videographers for the event. We're going to go down and we're going to film the whole thing in full swing. But the really cool bit is we're going to set up a little podcast area out the back.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a backstage at Glastonbury kind of thing. But
Yeah, it'd be
not
pretty
Glastonbury now, when it used to be good.
Yeah,
When I used to watch it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we're going to talk to as many brewers as we can, but the reality is probably going to be about 10 out of the 40 breweries.
Yeah, we thought it might be quite cool to do a kind of 15-minute speed dating session with 10 different breweries. That should give us a nice, a decent podcast length there.
Yeah, man. So
And
that's going to be cool.
Yeah, so we've started reaching out to several breweries there. We won't give away who they are, but we're trying to catch like the international,
Yeah.
multicultural, multi-style vibe that.
And there's definitely some breweries there which I've never heard of, who come from far afield, from countries you perhaps wouldn't associate with beer, which is really cool. So yeah, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've somehow, I think we've wrangled it that we can sit down in a nice, comfy area at a festival, and people bring us beer.
I hope
that's
so.
what I think's happened.
Yeah.
So
we're trying to bring Luke along. We need Luke along, really.
We do need Luke along.
We need to get that holiday signed off, otherwise we're gonna be in trouble. It's these sort of shenanigans that could throw this whole thing off course.
Shenanigan, yeah. So it's gonna be an official setup. We're gonna have the whole kit and caboodle like we do usually with our podcast, but we're gonna have another videographer coming down to do some filming for us. So it's gonna be great.
It'll be fun. I've never been to a farm trip, so I'm really,
it's a riot.
On the Rivington note, the Rivington Meet the Breweries video is going to be out imminently from when this podcast is
been
released.
For a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've just been so busy. Been busy with everything.
I'm not blaming you. I'm
Life,
just saying.
just everything, and also we want to kind of make sure that we get a good spread of content. And I think now we're at the stage where our last brewery content was Daya, so we need to we need to throw Rivington and track out. Yeah, I mean, can't believe how far we are through the year already.
But I just really can't emphasise how much work going to do a brewery filming session is. It takes ages, not just for the filming itself, but then we've got to. Well, Chris has. He's got to go and edit it, and he's got to go through all this footage we record throughout the whole day and make sure we've got something to film. So,
I think we're coming up to our first question. So we should have a little klaxon, I think, that goes off on
the 10-minute mark.
On the 10-minute mark,
yeah.
And we should
just a little check-in, see how we're doing.
Yeah. So at the moment, it's all going well. Why is that one there? Oh, I know why. It's because
you buggered it up, didn't you? You went Maverick.
Let's swap that out just so we're not.
Okay, so we're 10 shots in a piece.
Yeah.
I'm feeling 20
so
in total.
drunk already.
I mean, it'll get you. Don't get cocky, kid.
We could start pouring a few now because this is soon
hang on, before I do that, there's a question coming. You're taking multitask to an extreme here. Hang on. I've got to do a shot now as well. Look, this is getting chaotic. Look, you've gone too far immediately.
Okay, let's get this one out of the way.
Drink your shot, and then we'll ask the question, then we can pour.
Okay. So Hannah's put these questions together.
So yeah, Hannah's wrote these. We've not read them yet, so I'll pick the first one off the top, and then you can do the second one. And
I hope they're not too difficult.
I mean, they're like homework questions. Oh God, please don't be about beer making and manufacture. Terrible at that. Right, first question. Our kid.
Let's go.
Okay. Ooh. What is the strangest ingredient you've ever had in a beer?
Oh God! For some reason, I'm just immediately going towards hemp, but that's not weird at all.
You say that about everything, though.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's hard to look past. It's hard to look past Northern Monk's Seabrook's crisp series, I suppose.
Oh God!
I don't know how much of actual crisps went into those beers, but
so they were prawn cocktail flavoured.
Yeah.
Cheese and onion? Or did I imagine
cheese and onion and prawn cocktail, yeah.
Oh, no.
No one asked for it, but that doesn't stop them.
They also did the Aunt Bessie's stuff as well, didn't they? So
I suppose
the Sunday dinner series, which was an interesting experience, to say the least.
But does that count as like strangest ingredients in beer, or is that just flavourings? You know what I mean?
I can't remember what they were, to be honest with you. So the only one that tasted even half decent was the jam roly-poly one, I think, out of that series. But that's not weird ingredients, is it?
Except for Hannah did like the cheese and onion one, was it?
She liked the cheese and onion one, but
cheese and onion lager.
She's wrong.
You've always said that about her, but that's also why you love her.
Yeah. So, hang on. God, this multitask thing is not helping.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so the weirdest ingredient I've ever had. And again, I don't know how far this goes into ingredients and how far it goes into flavouring, but there must have been the relevant ingredients in. But it was a tzatziki sour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of tzatziki.
They're not uncommon by all accounts, but the one I had was, I imagine it tastes like roadkill a little bit, but with mint on it.
Wow,
it was awful.
Roadkill and mint.
Yeah, it was because tzatziki, if you don't know,
sorry.
dear listener, is cucumber
lecture
and
me on
yogurt
tzatziki.
and mint, or sometimes dill, depending on where you're from. So yeah, it was a minted cucumber yogurt sour, and it was grim. But there must
Who
have been
brewed that?
Oh, I can't remember. It
Was it a Greek brewery?
No, it was brew.
They know better than to fuck with their own cultural, culinary heritage.
I mean, I don't think the Greek have got even normal beer now, to be honest with you. So they don't want to start messing around with yogurt sours.
I hope none of those brews that you've approached for Riv-eal Farm trip are Greek.
No, they're not. No, they're not, because the Greeks don't do beer. So yeah, that was probably the weirdest ingredient I've had, and I can see the logic a little bit, but it was just awful. But yeah, nothing too weird other than that, really. No,
I mean, obviously, I think if you start heading into the realm of imperial stouts and
True enough.
that kind of mumbo jumbo, they obviously do. They do brew the beers with that stuff, so it's not a surprise when jam roly poly might end up in your stout.
Yeah, but that's not a weird ingredient, though, right?
No, not really. It's just a strange taste for a beer.
That lends itself to that style of beer.
Yeah,
it's the really kind of it's that stuff that just doesn't gel with your enjoyment of consuming something that's hoppy or malty. So cheese and onion is obviously, that's just barbaric and quite frankly mental illness.
Getting the absolute
bin.
But I'd still try it. And I think
try it.
Obviously, when we spoke to the guys at Northern Monk, it was all about the reason why they do that is A, because they can, and B, because beer experience.
Here's one. So I think the question was weirdest, wasn't it? No, strangest ingredient. Okay, so strange, but in a good way. I'm surprised it doesn't get done more. I think we've mentioned it on here before as well. Our good buddy John Taylor, he shared with us a pear stout.
Pear brandy,
pear brandy stout. Now, you don't get pear in beer.
Imprint. Is it American brewery called Imprint? Mm-hmm. I think from Pennsylvania.
You loved it, didn't you?
I couldn't stop sniffing the bottle. And then when John took the bottle, I went over to you and I was like, breathe on me. Because let me have a sniff of that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
Paul,
I think the pails are working.
I hadn't even had a drink of that. So that's an example of a strange ingredient.
Yeah.
In fact, it's not strange. It's strange. In fact, it's strange that people don't do it more, because
what was great about it is it smelled exactly like pear, and you wouldn't have had it down as being a stout, would you? You'd have just been like,
it was bonkers. It was a bit of a brain fart, really. But oh shit, no.
Yeah, gotta keep going.
You know, damn you, Centurions challenge.
It certainly does pick up the pace, doesn't it? I mean, we're a few rows through already, and feeling good. Maybe we'll whack dippers in the last 20.
No, we won't.
Well, no, I think
there is no way I'm gonna make it.
It was sort of the logic why we weren't gonna include. Why we weren't going to fill all of them up straight away, just because we don't know. We might get a bit fruity, assuming that we've got time to run out in the space of a minute and grab something different. But
I think that way madness lies.
Yeah, I know for sure, and we have.
And
we've teed this up. We've teed this up as it's 100 shots of Sonoma and 100 shots of People, Money, Space, Time. So let's just stick to the brief.
Here's a question. Mm-hmm. Outside of the obvious reason that there's 100 shots, is there any other reason why it's called the Centurion Challenge?
Yeah, I think it goes back to, funnily enough, the Roman times, and
that's been left behind
with Julius. it wasn't Julius Caesar. There was another emperor, and
Nero.
yeah, Julius Nero. Why not?
Yeah, that's what he's...
yeah, Julius Nero.
Nero Caesar.
Yeah, and he insisted on
Are you making this up?
his legionnaires. No, he insisted on his legionnaires drinking 100 small flutes of wine. Oh, fuck, I'm
Wine.
yeah, small flutes
It's
of wine.
hardcore, man.
God, look at
He's
that.
just drinking 3.2% fucking pale ales and moaning. They're smashing back Zinfandel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where to go with it from there because I was totally making that up. But
I thought you were.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it was just the 100 thing, Centurion.
Yeah. Did you know Boris Yeltsin, the fat little Russian guy who
I remember Boris Yeltsin.
took Russia out of essentially old-fashioned communism into new-fashioned communism? He used to drink vodka from breakfast till he went to bed.
He was a piss can. So my dad was obviously a retired copper with the West Mids Police.
He'd never arrested Yeltsin.
No. In 1998, there was the G8 summit in Birmingham. And my dad and a few officers were kind of the local designation to them. Obviously, they've got the Russian secret services in there looking after Yeltsin, so no worries. But they were kind of there as part of the attaché of,
Love that word.
just making sure that everything was okay from a domestic point with the Russians. And one of the mornings, Boris Yeltsin was late down to the conference because
Classic Yeltsin.
they couldn't get him out. He'd fell in the bath and they couldn't get out of the bath. So my dad and a few of his police officers went there to...
Did they have to attach a bottle of vodka to a
Is that a fishing
pole?
line? Yeah,
and
literally held it
Come
over
on.
there. Yeah.
Come on. As he sort of reached for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of rolled out the bath like a drunk little whale.
I mean, as far as Russians go, I miss him. I mean, you'd take him right now, wouldn't you?
As far as Russians go, I miss him.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather him still there.
I don't know what to say to that.
What I'm saying is, Putin's a cunt.
As far as Russians go, I miss him.
I don't know many other Russians. I'm sure they're lovely.
Oh my god, that was good.
So yeah, I mean that's
Question time.
klaxon. Okay, so this one.
Your turn.
Okay. If you could brew a beer with any celebrity, who would it be and why? So,
Brew a beer. Ooh.
brew a beer with any celebrity.
I mean, I'd want someone who is physically capable of brewing beer. It's a hard job.
Yeah.
Backbreaking, really. You got to, throw stuff into vats. You got to stir stuff vigorously. It's a big old job. So I don't want someone who is physically incapable of that kind of work. So Douglas Bader is out. Certainly after his accident, anyway.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
you don't want
Him
him
crawling
anyway.
around, just getting in the way.
How about Michael Douglas?
I mean, I bet he's got some stories, though, hasn't he?
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're making a beer and he can just tell you all the stories he's had to his Hollywood career. It's all going to involve cunnilingus because he's quite famous. That's all he did for 40 years.
Did he?
That's what he blamed his throat cancer on.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was
Yeah, it was
HPV, wasn't it? He
yeah.
blamed it on
Going down on...
genital warts. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the human papillomavirus.
Yes. Or Catherine Turner.
Yeah, or Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah. Oh, Catherine Turner was way before her.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, Kathleen Turner, yeah. Jesus.
Kathleen, not Catherine.
Yeah, Kathleen Turner.
Shit, I took so long to drink that shot. We're back around to the next minute.
Yeah.
So you like Michael Douglas to brew a beer with? Yeah.
Oh, no,
you're saying
you
it.
said Douglas Bader, and then I was
Ah.
like, well, how about another Douglas? So I threw in Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
I think it'd have to be, for me, it has to be a Hollywood celeb. I'm going to go for David Duchovny.
Oh, again, well, is kind of a latter day Michael Douglas, I reckon.
You reckon?
He's been around the block, you know what I mean?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, he checked him for sex addiction, didn't he?
Yeah. Constantly.
The why with him is just because I fucking adore the man.
Right.
I think he's brilliant. X-Files, I grew up watching that on repeat.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
And Gillian Anderson as well, obviously.
Massive crush on Gillian Anderson. Still do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She just gets better with age.
Yeah, she does.
But no, with regards to David Duchovny, he was also in Californication.
Yeah,
his
loved
character Hank Moody, and
he was a sex addict in that as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's just like where you know that I don't think. Obviously, it's hugely embellished, but there's a lot of that. He was just the right man for that role. That role could have been, especially in this generation or in this day and age. I mean, it wouldn't get made in this day and age, but with the wrong actor, that whole show wouldn't have worked.
Would you want a man who is renowned for being, a bit randy, hovering around you while you're trying to make a beer? Not saying he'd go after you.
I'd be
but
fine about that. Yeah, I mean, as long as
from
all
behind with your hair in the right light.
as long as all the attention's aimed at me and he's not groping any women in the area. I mean, that'd be the thing, is that they say never meet your heroes.
Or just sort of going after bags of yeast.
Yeah, put a hole in the bag.
Where's
Hole in the bag
David?
of hops.
You'll never guess where David is again.
He's gone to the glory hole corner. Yeah.
That's what he calls it.
God damn it. Yeah.
Do you know who I'd like to
Go
brew
on.
beer with? Again, same kind of thing. I'd like someone who can entertain me while I'm brewing the beer, but I don't want to talk to them because I think you need to concentrate when you're brewing a beer.
Yeah.
So maybe someone like Prince. So you can
No one said that.
just go from instrument to instrument. Prince is dead.
Very dead.
Oh man.
Yeah. I bet he could still play guitar better than most guitarists now. What is with which beer is it that's leaving a lot of sediment at the bottom of these glasses? Is it because they're in shot glasses? I don't know.
Possibly.
We've been leaving them to
There's a really, really, really bitter one going on here. I think it might be the Sonoma, but yeah, bottom of the
I'm gonna switch to your side for the next one, I think, because why
Okay.
not?
We're
We're
coming up to 25 minutes, by the way.
we are coming up to 25 minutes.
So I think Prince would be good because one, when he's not doing anything, he could just stand there and play one of his many instruments, just being all weird and little and making strange noises.
Yeah,
Again, a very sexy man.
he was. He always reminded me of Michael Jackson, but that's
Take
probably
that back. Michael Jackson
did we
wasn't
have the
sexy.
25-minute shot. Don't we did?
Oh well, it's
Don't
supposed
we
to be
do?
better.
Let's go again.
But I think
could be ahead of
the
time.
best thing about Prince to brew beer with is he's really tiny and very, very light. So when you've got to clean out the vats,
You can put him in there.
you could just grab it by his ankles and you can grab a brush and you can just lower him down. Or even feed him through the pipes.
You could do that, and the thing
Like
is
a
as well,
pipe cleaner.
because he used to like ridiculous guitars, didn't he? So he could probably actually put like some cleaning materials on the end of a guitar.
And do that kind of
You could play
rocking
at the
motion.
same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
So-
fucking cool.
So Prince would be good to brew beer with, I think.
Yeah. On 26 minutes, so we're a quarter of the way through now.
Who's your favourite musician who's also very small? And you can't say Prince. Who's your favourite small musician?
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I mean, does it have to be small by my standards?
Oh, you're
in terms
quite tall.
because I'm quite tall. Or does it,
I think they'd have to be well known to be small.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the most obvious ones at the moment, but I mean, like a lot of the Paul McCartney's pretty short, isn't he? He's got to be.
I think he's just normal height, to be honest.
He's average.
Yeah. I think
Small
Ringo would have been a
musician.
bit smaller.
Ringo looks like George Michael.
He does now.
Ringo now looks
does-
like George Michael back when he was,
Yeah.
or before he was dead,
Yeah.
which is quite jarring.
He's definitely the person I'd least like to make a beer with. Because never meet your heroes and never listen to them fart on about Brexit either. Because that just ruined.
Oh, was Ringo a big?
BB,
BB,
yeah.
was he?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
big Brexit
all old Tories, aren't they? Now?
Yeah.
Apart from McCartney's.
I thought Scousers were different though. I don't know. I thought Scousers were like. Well, mind you, is Ringo Scouse, or did he come?
Yeah.
Did he come up from like somewhere else? I don't know.
I was watching the Let It Be film, actually.
The what?
The Let It Be film.
Oh, I thought it was the Letty Be. I thought it's like one of those weird, like, you know. When I say, are you going to Hopville? I say, are you going to Hoppy V?
Hoppy V, yeah.
Hoppy V,
or Platty Jubes. Like
yeah. I was in there yesterday and they've got Flotzinger on. And I asked for a Flotty Z. It's a good job Mark wasn't there, actually, because when last time I ordered that in front of Mark, he said, I'm going to fucking buy you if you do that again.
Quite rightly. Quite rightly.
But yeah. No, sorry, let's just talk about Liverpool.
Yeah, but the Peter Jackson, who did the Get Back documentary,
yes,
he helped re-put out the Let It Be film, which came out whenever Let It Be came out, like early 70s. And I was just watching that, and Ringo was so cool.
Was he?
He's just so cool. He's just such a nice, cool dude.
He was older than the rest of them, wasn't he, I think? Yeah.
I mean, they're all cool dudes, but...
Which Beatle would you like to make a beer with them?
Oh, fucking Macca, all day long.
Yeah, I mean, he's... Yeah.
Oh, I mean...
Jesus,
I'm not sure he even drinks anymore. You know, he's very...
Well, that is the thing.
He's all macrobiotic and everything, isn't he? But he looks great for his age.
Did you see that Sean Ryder's playing Stourbridge?
Yeah, is
the day before my birthday?
Is it a spoken word thing, though?
I think so. And also, I think it's teetotal anyway. So, to be honest, this wouldn't work.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one to push Sean Ryder back on the gear.
No, not.
Just went to brew beer, now he's back on the smack.
God damn
and
it.
Then, of course, Bez has to get back on it as well. Otherwise, the universe is unbalanced.
I saw Bez on this morning.
I also... it was on BBC News.
BBC News, that was the one. Yeah. They were talking about the underground raves.
Yeah.
They just obviously have certain guests on speed dial about certain issues.
He makes a living out of it.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
So,
I mean...
just to fly off at weird tangents, People in Space-Time's head retention is insane.
It is, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Well done. Well done, Verdant.
Well done, Verdant. I was down Verdant on Saturday.
Oh, you did? You went to...
Having a little drinky booze.
How was it? Did you see any of our friends?
Nope, it was actually quite quiet. We got there pretty early, though, to be fair.
Well, you weren't walking up the coastal path, and that's not a euphemism for anything naughty.
Wah, wah, wah. It is David Duchovny.
Certainly is. Do a bit of pouring of
right,
people
10 minutes.
Time.
Klaxon. Question time.
Also, just make sure you drink your shot as well.
Hang on, bloody hell. Ask questions, drink shots, pour beer. It's crazy.
I'm trying to bombard you with just like rules, tasks.
Right, third question. Mm-hmm. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done whilst drunk?
Okay, so stories with the wife are off limits.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Me and Kate have had this discussion before because, I think on this podcast, and I think it's one of the reasons what makes us who we are, we're prone to oversharing. It's got us in trouble in the past. And we do overshare at times. But that's just, that's just the way we are, isn't it? We're open books. And Kate once said to me, if you ever say anything about our own personal stuff, then you go in the fucking bin.
Quite rightly.
So I was like, fair enough. Make sure you have your shot number 31.
Don't read her texts out.
No, so I'll avoid that. The one that always sticks in my head is I went to a beer festival. It was a local, my local pub, the Stumble Inn, which is now a nursery. Cheers. And basically their beer festival, it's like always in mid-September. And me, Legend Steve, a few of the other boys, the geezers, we'd get there on Friday at opening time, 12 o'clock, and we'd basically work our way through like 30 ales.
Jesus Christ.
20 ales, 10 ciders. Obviously, we're ticking them off.
I think I was macro with you.
We're not. I think he did start coming towards the end.
Not much for him.
No. But no, so we obviously wouldn't get through them all in one day. That's insane. We'd be dead, even on halves. But yeah, this one occasion, Rob's brother, I was basically me and him were the last man standing. So my mate Rob, his brother, who I kind of knew from
So
school.
this is like the Sunday now, is it?
This is Friday.
Oh, the first Friday.
This is still the first day.
Okay.
So I'd done well. I think I crossed off about half of it, but I was feeling pretty. I was like, oh God, I'm very full now. I'm very full of beer. Not like this, I'm still not full of beer at this point. But
I'm getting there.
essentially what I did, a band was playing, so the evening entertainment had come. So there was a band playing. It's quite loud, very dark in there, and I just remember I was just sat, me and Rob's brother, and we were just chatting, and then I just felt a burp come up, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Vomit came up into my mouth.
No.
Tried to hold it, but it kind of went through my lips, and I kind of
you made it worse.
It projectiled, and it hit it went over his pint or his half.
It was a thunder chunder.
It was a thunder chunder. So yeah, this projectile vomit had kind of like gone over his glass. He was just watching the band. He didn't notice, and I didn't realise, but it was also on his jeans. I was like, oh shit. And I obviously wanted to style it out. I just tried to make it like it never happened. He turned around and he was chatting, and then he was about to pick up his pint glass, and I was like, don't. And he was like, what? And I went, I've just done a bit of a sick.
He's
And then he looked and he went, oh, that's disgusting. I was like, yeah, sorry, man. I was, And then he looked down, and that's when he told me, oh, it's also on my jeans. So throwing up on a mate's brother, I just did, I think.
You're early.
It was early.
Either early or late. See, it's happening now.
Well,
That must be the right one, because then the rows are all sorted.
that's mine?
That's yours, yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so that's the most embarrassing thing I did, because I didn't really chat to him that much. Oh no, I was chatting to him loads then, but I don't know him that well.
We've all done that.
And I accidentally threw up on the guy.
We've all done that.
It was only an accident. What's your most embarrassing?
So
Drunken mishap.
I'll take you back to about 1998.
Fuck. How old was I?
I'd have been about 19, 20. I was about 20 years old.
Yeah, I was 10, 11.
God,
I was
that's
10,
not-
11.
How old am I now? I've been 21.
I was 11.
If it was 1998, of course.
Yeah.
Way before mobile phones. And we used to go to a indie night on a Saturday at Wolverhampton.
Is this the Dorchester?
No, the Civic Hall. Blast off.
Oh, Blast Off. Oh, shit. That was still going when I was boozing.
It's still going now. I think
Is
they
it?
bring it back every now and again. So we used to go there quite a lot, and we'd get out there about 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'd have to go and find a taxi rank, because obviously no phones. There was a local taxi rank called Maureen's.
Maureen is in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to get the taxi, you'd have to just stand at the bottom of a building and look up to it like a third-story window and shout, Maureen! And you'd lean out and go, what?
Nice.
And you go have a taxi? You go, yeah, right.
Yeah, fuck off.
And if you're lucky, you want to turn up about half hour later. So this night was really busy, and we couldn't get a taxi for love nor money, and we'd gone around the 2 or 3 taxi ranks in the area.
Was it just Maureen, or was there like a group of people?
There was, we don't know.
Did
You
Maureen
just shouted
have,
Maureen, and
yeah.
things happened, right? You don't ask questions when you're 20.
Maureen assembled the taxi Avengers.
Yeah, like she was the Nick Fury of the Wolverhampton taxi service. And then, hang on, I've got to drink this, don't I?
Yeah.
We couldn't get a taxi, and it was now about 3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone was getting tired, everyone was drunk and annoyed, and there was no way home. So I had this bright idea. I went into a Chinese restaurant, or Chinese takeaway.
All of our funniest stories have Chinese.
Because my
things in them.
plan was I needed to use a phone to ring a taxi rank I knew about outside of Wolverhampton who would come and pick us up.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up to the counter, and I still don't know why I did this. I said, can I use your phone? My friend's having a fit, and I need to call an ambulance.
I'm gonna. While you drink your shot, I'm gonna be the Chinese guy. I'm not gonna do it.
Please don't.
No.
Please don't do this.
What do you mean he's having a fit? What sort of fit are you talking about?
I said he's having a fit, he's having a reaction, and I need to call an ambulance. And
Was it my food?
You could this is not what happened in the story, by the way.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, drinky shot. I was trying to provide a bit of cover, but it turns out I'm just throwing you off. Yeah,
absolutely thrown off. And he sort of begrudgingly said, "Okay, come round the back." So I went round the back, thinking there'd just be a shop phone I could use as he went on serving customers. But there was a table there with his family sat round having a dinner. So there's a couple of old people. I think it was his mum, his grandparents, just sat round there. 3 o'clock in the morning, this is. They're all sitting there having a meal, staring at me. And he said, "There's a phone." So now I can't go home and ring a taxi because, and by the way, he's also looking at me. So I
you either ring 999 or nothing.
So I fake rang.
Oh.
And I fake rang 999 because I thought it was a bit off to ring 999. And I said, "Hello, my friend's having a fit. I need an ambulance." I think I said ambulance first. They'd asked me, "What service do you demand?" Right?
Yeah.
So then I kind of had a fake conversation on the phone with the operator. I don't know what kind of fit it is. He's just gone very blue. He's now, he's on the floor rolling around and he can't breathe very well.
Did you have to say?
Yes, I've checked his airways.
What's your address? I need to know your address.
Anyway, I kind of panicked a little bit. Have you seen what's that? Have you ever seen Human Traffic?
Yeah.
When he has to go in and pretend to be that journalist for the Mix magazine, and he's been stared at by all the bouncers.
Yeah.
It was just like that. So
okay.
I panicked.
What you should have done is found a taxi rank and then just provided cover for yourself and just said, "My mate's not very well. He's having a fit. I need an ambulance or a taxi. Taxi would do."
You'd think
to this place.
But what actually happened? When I carried on the conversation for too long, he just went and put his finger on the receiver thing and just stared at me because he just knew I was. Yeah, he just said, "You fucked it, pal." So yeah, that was really embarrassing, and I can still see the cold dead eyes of that old Chinese woman staring at me, haunting.
I was going to ask then, and how was your friend who had the fit? But then I realised hang on, that never happened. It was all a lie. It was all a ruse.
I didn't even have any friends.
You gaslit me into thinking that.
Yeah. So that's kind of stuck in my head for all these years. Really, I wake up thinking about it.
It's just as well because there's a klaxon now, and it's time for the next question.
Your turn.
Is it my turn?
Over there.
I'm losing the sense of all time. Oh shit.
Excuse me.
If you could have a beer with any historical, it says if you could have a beer with any historical beer.
Just a modern day beer and a historical.
Yeah, if you could have a beer with any historical person,
I think it's person. Yeah.
Who would it be, and why? That's a good one.
It is a good one.
I mean, who would you pick here? Would you go for someone? Did we need to do a shot there, or
probably.
did we? Yeah.
Oh no, it's always a shot, isn't it?
Yeah. We're either ahead or on time. I'm not sure. No, we need to go again.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I think.
Really? Oh well, doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It's all good on the same way.
Yeah.
Mm. Right. So I think everyone always says the same stuff, don't they? Oh, Oliver Reed.
I don't know. I've never heard that one.
Shut up.
Oliver Reed. Wouldn't even
famous Hellraiser.
Oh, okay. I mean, you wouldn't even go in my top 10.
Oh, I'm just saying. That's what people say. Oh, I'd love to have a beer with Oliver Reed, or who else? Keith Moon. All those famous.
Yeah, but there's a whole thing about them. They don't remember anything anyway because they lived it. Well, yeah. I mean, there's that.
Richard Harris, as well. He's famous Hellraiser.
Yeah,
perhaps even more so. But he just had a posher accent, so it was even funnier.
James Dean, was he a Hellraiser, or did he just?
Nah,
he just died in a car crash.
I don't think so. No, I think he was quite a well-rounded young guy. He never had a chance, though, did he, to become a Hellraiser?
Yeah.
So, Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. Is that just because?
Thank you.
Is that just because no one really knows what he would have been like?
Well, no, it was a famous piss can, really.
To be fair, that's made me think of mine as well. Diogenes of Sinop.
Oh, I think we're about to learn some things.
Yeah. Well, he was just a shit talker. He was a smart ass, basically, in ancient Greece.
So he was ancient Greek?
Yeah.
Okay.
Diogenes of Sinop. He'd just say, like, fucking...
You'd like to have a beer with him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that wouldn't be my number one answer.
Oh, okay.
But because you went Alexander the Great, and I was like...
I'm going to say Alexander the Great because, quite famously, he was an absolute psychopath when he was on the pop, which was most of his life, really.
Yeah.
He basically...
I think we have jumped ahead.
Yeah,
like 43.
probably. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter at all. So he held a drinking competition.
Nice.
Where the winner of the competition died instantly, and so did 40 other contenders. Just absolutely died, and that was his idea. So that was fun. When he died himself, he died like due to a massive heart attack, apparently, because he insisted on giving everyone who was in attendance a good health. And there was about 30 odd people in the room, so that killed him. And also, when he became particularly despotic, and mental, they decided they had to get rid of him. So they went to kill him in his sleep, but he wasn't in bed because he was on an all-day bender.
Fair fucks.
He never made it to bed.
That's my kind of guy.
And the reason I'd like to have a beer with him,
ask him why.
is one, I think he'd quite enjoy modern-day craft beer anyway, so I'd like to introduce him to that. But I'd also like to ask him how he had the energy to do all this stuff when it was 10 sheets to the wind, because he conquered.
He was a conqueror.
He conquered huge swathes of the planet. I can barely fucking order a pizza when I've had too much to drink. He conquered Persepolis.
Yeah.
So you think, maybe the work ethic back then was a bit bigger than that.
It's a good answer.
We've gone soft.
Historical figure, does that also, they're different to celebrities, aren't they? You can't say historical figure and celebrities.
Well, there's a Venn diagram there, right?
Because I'd quite like to have a beer with John Candy.
Oh yeah,
that would have been class. Because I reckon he was. That guy was one of the funniest motherfuckers alive.
And the other one, I always forget his name. Tommy Boy, another big fat lad, American comedian.
There's a few.
What's his name? Anyway, I'll come back. He was a bit like that as well.
Yeah, other historical figures that would have been cool. I've always had an admiration again for another conqueror, Napoleon, because he's got a great backstory in terms of just the shit that he got up to. But my favourite little anecdote about him was just when they got exiled for the first time.
Yeah.
And then he basically just got bored of being in exile, stole a ship, and then just went back to France.
Was that in Malta for the first time? Was that he ended up in Malta?
Or Sardinia. It was
Sardinia.
Wherever it was. Or because they had to move him to another place, didn't they? St. Helena or something in the end. But yeah, he basically just went back to France, marched, won everyone back, and was like, you want to fucking fight or what? Or do you want to just come with me? I'm Napoleon. I'm going to go and get the fucking throne again and fuck shit up. And everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And I think you've got to admit, regardless of the fact that it's French, you've got to respect that.
regardless of
the fact that it's French.
There's some very casual xenophobia coming from here, I've noticed.
But then, that said, Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of him kind of just took the edge off a little
I've not
bit.
seen it. It's meant to be pretty painful.
It's okay. Film. It's fine. I love a good historical battle epic.
Same.
And it's fine. I think what's nice is that he doesn't play it in a kind of... The way that Napoleon's portrayed isn't like, a fucking hardcore badass. You see all the petulantness under there as well. the petulant, narcissistic stuff, which, let's be honest, is probably more accurate
Yes.
than a normal Hollywood biopic would be. So
Yeah. You just think, what would these people be like if Netflix existed back then or something? Do you think they'd have the get up and go?
the gumption.
The gumption to do what they did? I mean, I just couldn't be fagged. Do you know, I just couldn't be bothered about the whole thing. I just... If you're going to invade France, I can't be bothered, mate.
Yeah, I know. And for what? You're probably just going to drink wine.
Yeah.
So I'll be sharing a wine with him, which is all right.
But the question was,
If I could have a
would you
beer.
like to share a beer with?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's time to have I'd like to share a shot with you right now.
Well, you know, have a beer with Napoleon, but the one from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the one who loves the ice cream. He'd probably love those smoothie sours.
I bet he would. Yeah.
On glass.
Actual history. I mean, I'm always half tempted to say someone like Attila the Hun or Genghis Khan, but the problem is with that, I reckon those guys
That'd kick off.
they'd kill you so much as look at you.
Can you imagine being in a pub?
You'd be on fucking edge, wouldn't you? You'd be like, oh my god.
What's happening? What's happening here? Oh, Khan's kicked off. Getting someone looked at his point funny.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's beheading him. No,
He's done it again.
God,
Oh god.
he's following blokes to the toilet and blood eagling them.
I don't know why I've just got like when I just thought about this, the place where I was when all these things are happening, is Barron's farm.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm there when I'm thinking about getting blood eagled. but there I am.
Well, that's the new Baron beer name.
Yeah, blood eagle.
Blood eagle. Yeah. Do you know why Attila the Hun was called Attila the Hun?
I don't know that actually.
I think it was just a pet name his girlfriend gave him.
Ah, the honey.
Aw.
Oh,
Kiss.
that's all the honey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Misunderstood.
He certainly was. But yeah, I think if I was going for a historical celebrity figure,
wow, okay.
it would be John Candy. I'd love a beer with him. I'd just shoot.
He'd
shit
like
and
a
chat
beer,
with him.
John.
He'd fucking love it. He wouldn't know when to
Smash a
stop.
beer.
And I reckon, like he would have a sweet tooth as well. So you could give him a dipper. You could give him a tip.
Oh, he'd drink anything.
The smoothie, he'd drink it all.
He'll be dropping whiskey.
Oh, he would.
Charges in
Yeah,
there and
putting-
everything. Oh, he'd be
putting-
loving it. He'd be loving it. And then you go for a kebab after.
What's going on here? Why have we got?
No. Yeah, something's gone askew, hasn't it?
Something's gone wrong here. We're on
Pass. There we go.
Okay, well, I mean, that doesn't help.
No, nothing's working. Hang on, I'll
That's
catch
yours. It's got to be yours. You
Gotta
must,
be, hasn't
you
it?
must have missed one. Klaxon.
Halfway there. Ding ding.
Next question.
it. Next question. Which fantasy beer name that you came up with is your favourite?
Oh God, now I've got to remember them. All 10 or 11 of them.
Yeah.
I suppose this is the time to perhaps come clean.
Oh no.
This is episode 12, or this is literally what it'll be cited as episode 12. But for anyone that's followed us for any good length of time, it's only the 11th technically.
We messed up somewhere along
Yeah,
the way, didn't
so there is no episode 8. I jumped straight from 7 to 9. But what it was, because that 8th video that appeared in the playlist on the YouTube thing was the, the fancy beer name advert video.
we?
And I put it in that playlist. So that
I see.
made it the 8th
Right.
episode. So when we were going to record episode 8 proper,
Yep.
the real one, we stopped halfway through. Oh, hang on. What episode is this? And
So
then I looked at it and I was like, oh, it must be episode 9.
So we're a year in, but it's not actually our 12th episode.
No, it's technically 11.
But it's still our birthday.
It's still our
It's
birthday.
a birthday.
It's still the anniversary, yeah. But yeah. It's time to have another shot. So we're halfway through. Let's just... how are you feeling? I'm feeling all right.
We're all just bloated. There might be some burping.
What have you eaten today to make sure that you kind of get through this?
Figs.
Yeah, figs and twigs.
And like my usual diet, really. Wagon wheels.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the stuff we usually eat.
Yeah.
Right, bean and berries.
What's your? I mean, I'm going to guess what your favourite. Sorry, I'm getting a bit gassy now.
Yeah, I'm really suppressing burps.
Oh, God.
Oh, you're not suppressing
Oh,
them.
there it is. What is your favourite? I'm going to guess. This is the thing. We've got to guess each other's.
Okay.
So I'm going to guess that yours is bum egg.
It's always bum egg. I still laugh at the phrase bum egg.
It's great.
It's a good combination of words, and
It's just two words that don't or shouldn't belong together in any common parlance.
It brings up a lot of imagery, a lot of powerful, potent imagery in my brain. Bum egg could mean a lot.
Guess which one is my favourite
Oof.
that I came up with. Oh God, that's even more difficult because I can't remember. This is kind of
You like scooters for Hooters?
I
Or
just like-
scooters to Hooters?
Scooters to Hooters is
Strawberry timeshare.
Strawberry Timeshare.
You like that one, don't you?
Yeah, Strawberry Time. Scooters to Hooters is good for the backstory. I like the little scooting to hooting, but Strawberry Timeshare forever. We never did an AI generated song for that. Oh, sorry, no.
Down.
Sorry, no.
We never asked Nathan.
We never
the
asked
Inkjets
Nathan and the Inkjets to
record
do
a
a.
song.
Yeah. No, sorry. Those songs are definitely made by Nathan and the Inkjets.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of which, I don't think this episode doesn't have a title. This is just going to be we do the Centurion. And to be fair, halfway through,
Do the Centurion.
it's like a dance move. Halfway
Do the
through,
Centurion.
I'm actually going to say, we've got this in the bag.
I don't know. I'm starting to feel pretty grim about the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
situation.
I don't know. I think I've.
But you might have got it in the bag. You know, if one of us drops out, the other has to continue.
Yeah.
Great.
Why you?
I don't know. See,
You
I'm
don't have
just
to
now
do
be
that.
conditioned. It's like some Pavlov.
You're literally just finishing one straight down to you're chain smoking, but chain shotting
I'm
drinks.
the Dot Cotton of the Pale Ale Centurion Challenge.
I'm definitely. I ate well today. I had like a bit of pizza and that. I say a bit of pizza.
It's not eating well. A bit of pizza.
I've overloaded on bread.
Yeah, that's not eating well.
No,
Do you mean
well-
you filled up?
What I mean is I've ate well to sesh.
Got you.
So
you.
I should be soaking this up quite nice, or at least the pizza dough will be
I
soaking
did
this
have a
up
bit
quite
of
nice.
pizza before this as well.
Yeah.
With some salad.
Ah. Right, now we drink. Then we carry on. So yeah, for me, Strawberry Timeshare. Just because I suppose it's elusive in terms of like I don't know where it came from. I just know that it was once a funny thing that we said, and I whacked it on the list. But yeah, I just don't know where it came from. But it does sound very nice.
Well, we were trying to work it out, weren't we? I think so. It could mean multiple things. It could be a timeshare property.
Timeshare property.
Has
Yeah.
been painted strawberry.
Yeah.
It could be a timeshare strawberry, so it's like a bit of fruit that you share.
Tell you what it could be. It could be one of those. It's not a timeshare property, but it damn well could be. You know that Omaze who do the fancy house.
You could win this £3 million.
Yeah.
house
All you need to do is buy like 1 million raffle tickets
Yeah.
to give yourself a chance at like 25 quid a pop.
Yeah, and then they say, "Oh, it's kids,
I mean, a lot of-
with diseases. If you don't, they'll die."
Yeah, a lot of it does seem to go to charity.
So some actor from Casualty telling to do that.
Yeah. There's always someone there doing that. But yeah, it would perhaps be the Strawberry Timeshare House is up for sale. It's the way they name their houses. Like there's the coastal Cornwall houses out at the moment, and there's like the London house. The Strawberry Timeshare House might be that would be one that you see on there,
Yeah.
and I think it would be worth 4.5 million quid.
You're looking across the coast, and you can see all the houses on the coast, and you go, "Oh, which one's the Strawberry Timeshare?" And then someone goes, "Well, the one that's the giant strawberry."
It's literally a giant
literally
strawberry.
that. Can't you see the one that is a giant strawberry?
It's like the Garfield house.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be my favourite. Bum egg. I mean, just big love to bum egg. That's the one that's actually got a tank named after it.
Well, we think so.
Unofficially.
Unofficially.
I'm sure the guys from the Craft Beer Channel, when they were down there brewing, I'm sure they probably actually gave it a better name.
They probably, they wanted to hug it. And it's like a bit of a pilgrimage. Is this the bum egg?
And then Johnny's like, well, we're going to have to rename that right now.
Let's not get into this.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you just don't know, do you? You don't
Who
know.
knows? Right.
I mean, let's go for another question.
I think we need to speed this stuff up a little bit.
No, we've got to stick to it. I mean, there's another shot to do now.
No, I mean, in terms of questions, because I think we've got more questions than there is time.
Oh, well, that's the klaxon for the next question.
Oh, it was early as well. How convenient.
God.
Hang on, let me just have a shot.
I'm getting gassy now.
Oh, God, there's going to be some burping.
I mean, I've got to say,
Oh, Christ.
it's still tasting good.
It's
I'm not
actually your
bored.
question, by the way. I just read that, but you might as well read it.
If you could have any guest on the podcast, who would it be? I don't know if this is like
Great
realistic guests
question.
or fictional guests.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone in time. That's a really, really good question. I want to... Let's keep it beer related.
Okay, so
Because you'd have to have beer related guests on the podcast, typically, right?
sort of, but I don't
Sort
know.
of.
I don't know. I just kind of want a guest. It would be Nicolas Cage. I'd love to have Nicolas Cage on.
Nicolas
I saw
Cage.
Nicolas Cage on one of those, the Esquire or whatever it is on YouTube, like Gentleman's Esquire or whatever it is.
Sure.
Sounds like an escort magazine.
Gentlemen's Esquire.
No, it's like they do like a load of like interviews with
Yeah,
actors where they talk about their top 10 roles and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's just like a talking head thing, and yeah.
And I watched the Nicolas Cage one, and it was fucking great because he's so self-aware.
I think he is now. I'm not convinced he was in the sort of 90s.
Yeah. But like, he's just so good because all of his stories, all of the roles that he was talking about, they all came off the back of someone seeing him in a film. And actually, they were saying, I actually hated you in that. I thought that was you did that really shit, but I can't stop looking and I can't stop watching you. So I kind of want you to do this. And I just think that's great. I mean, what a concept.
I love Nicolas Cage.
It's brilliant. Oh, we're on 60 minutes.
Woo! An hour of this. Oh my God.
Does that mean there's another shot? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happened again. I think we're kind of just losing pace a little bit here.
That's right. No,
It's
we're
all a
good.
bit
We're
weird.
good. Nicolas Cage for me. I'd love to get him on here, and I'd just love to talk about
I want Nicolas Cage.
his son, who's also got a death metal band.
Okay. What's his song called?
Don't know.
You can have later life Nicolas Cage, and I'll have early Nicolas Cage.
It'd be good if we could, we could split them up like that.
I want
That'd be weird,
Vampires
wouldn't it?
Kiss Nicolas Cage.
Nice. I actually saw some weird like AI debauchery the other day that was like someone's taken pictures of a celebrity when they were a kid, drink, and a celebrity now, and they've animated these little videos of, it's almost like they're having selfies with their old self, with themselves as a kid.
Got you.
It's fucking creepy, but brilliant.
Yeah. I love Nicolas Cage. He's done some absolute shite. I'm sure he's done 1,000 films he just did for the money and went straight to DVD, and no one ever really watched them. But Raising Arizona.
Yep.
He did a film called... Oh, man, what was it called? I completely forgot.
Let's not get hung up on it. We've got to keep talking.
No one ever saw it, and it had Dennis Hopper in it as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. Have we only been talking about Nicolas Cage for like 1 minute and 40 minutes?
I'll talk about it for the rest of the podcast.
No, but I was just like, the time's starting to get a bit weird now.
Yeah, it's nothing's making sense anymore.
No.
Yeah. So I'm going to select someone who is beer related.
Go on.
But I don't know their names.
Mark Dredge.
No. God, no.
Who?
Yeah, I'm sure Mark Dredge is lovely.
He's a great guy.
I'm going to select whoever those two people were that started camera.
That's great. The two original founders of
Camera, in the 60s, who had no idea what they were actually rebelling against.
Yeah.
One, to ask them, what were you thinking? And two,
counterculture, man.
yeah, it was, but what did they think they were achieving? And secondly, have you seen what you've created?
Yeah, I mean,
Have you seen the state?
Some
of
kind of
modern-day
monster.
camera? Yeah. What was that? What was that thing we read the other week? And you sent it me. We need to pick up what was it? That guy from Canberra, and he was talking like he was going to war. Can you remember?
Yeah. It was, there was another article. It was an article written by Pete Brown. We need to drink.
Pick up your cudgels.
Cudgels, yeah, that was it. Which
Nigel, 67, is a
No,
is a violent sociopath.
he had a ridiculous name, and I was like, that's not a serious name. But then, by contrast, maybe it was a serious name. That is a very serious name.
Yeah, it was just.
It's
so
either not
funny.
serious enough or it's too serious.
So when you're going to war, against these
Yeah, he was
these macro makers of beer, then you have to pick up your arms and go for it. But he used the word "pick up your cudgel," which just creased me up.
In that article, he's talking like as a. I should add, Pete Brown isn't saying this. He's quoting.
Yeah, of course.
This guy with a funny name, who's very puritanical.
Yeah,
essentially
puritanical cameraman.
Yeah. So who'd have thunk it? But no. So he's talking about taking up arms again. People aren't being purist enough.
Yeah.
About real ale.
Yeah.
I think we need to go again.
Jesus Christ.
This is relentless. We are on target. This is pretty much.
But I'm targeting the toilet in this race.
I'm gonna say I'm starting to need the toilet now. How much can I resist that urge?
Oh my god.
I read up on the rules of the Centurion.
Okay.
You can go for toilet breaks and you can just pause.
Because I can get to the toilet, I'm a grown man.
No, I know.
Do what I want.
I'm just saying. In the spirit of the rules, it's allowed.
When's the next logical camera check break?
I don't know. Yeah, because
That's got to be soon, right?
yeah,
We'll give you 5.
yeah.
I'll have a toilet break. That's got to happen.
I definitely need the toilet right now.
Have you drank any water?
No, and that's probably a good thing because I don't need to use the toilet a lot sooner.
So, yeah, puritanical camera members. Have you seen the film The Witch?
Yes, you mean the Vitch?
So The Witch.
The Vitch.
When the Puritans take their daughter,
Black
away,
Phillip,
and the daughter gets what's the word? She gets lulled away by the devil. But actually, she's actually been saved from her puritanical lunatic parents.
Yeah.
I imagine that's what Nigel, 67, cudgel enthusiast, is like with his kids.
The only
They just want to go to a brew.
the only creatures that I know that use a cudgel in any kind of historical fiction or fantasy is ghouls.
Ghouls.
Ghouls using cudgels.
Are they an offshoot from normal ghouls? Like
Yeah, I don't know.
Cudgel ghouls.
They're just armed a different way.
Is there a type of ghouls who would wear cagoules
Here we go again.
while using cudgels?
Cudgels.
Ghouls in cagoules using cudgels.
God, this is disgusting.
Oh God, I'm gonna die. This is awful.
Let's get off ghouls and cagoules because
And cudgels.
Yeah. I've still got a couple more minutes on this question. There's surely got to be another celebrity.
How about James Watt?
James Watt.
And just ask him, what are you thinking, man?
What are you thinking? What did you really think of that Panorama documentary?
Yeah.
It would drink. The thing is with getting someone like James Watt on, would people want to hear it?
I don't think of anything worse, to be honest.
He's not CEO now, is he?
No, he's left. He's now doing some kind of weird social marketing.
He's still at Brewdog. He's still he's a founder. He's died and gone to founders. Oh, I've got one.
Go on.
Birmingham scene.
Yep.
B-Town, Joe Lycett.
Nice. He's,
Joe
hot.
Lycett.
He's really hot right now.
He is very hot right now. Joe
so
Lycett, we challenge you to be on our beer podcast.
I think you have to challenge the man. I mean, it's not much of a challenge for him.
No.
Joe,
not
can
really.
you come on our podcast?
Please. Yeah.
I wonder if he likes beer.
Doesn't he live in like King's Heath?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
With Jess Phillips.
He lives there with Jess Phillips, does he?
I don't think it's the same house, like some
Yeah.
jolly
Yeah.
comedian / politician live along.
I don't know, I think it'd be good. He aligns with our values of being from the Midlands.
Yes. We're quite shallow.
But I don't know. I'd like to see what he thinks of some of the beer. He'd make a good one for cold ones.
I'd love to get Joe Lycett. He's a good lad.
You know, so I think the idea of cold ones was that we got 6 different styles of beer, sort of like beer boot camp, but totally different styles of beer, and then we just get them to try it, sort of like hot ones with Evan Davis, no, Sean Evans, not Evan
Who's
Davis.
Evan Davis?
Evan Davis is the guy that does Dragon's Den and
Oh yeah.
Morning, Good Morning on BBC Radio 4.
Oh yeah. It's just like. It's
Oh
not
no!
my world,
No!
really.
Shit! Does he do PM? He does PM.
Oh cool.
Oh, this is Radio 4 talk. It's time to drink again. This is relentless.
Do you listen to a lot of Radio 4?
I used to. I listen to more LBC now, even though it's got adverts. I love the shit airs around it and the toxic
I
opinions.
literally only listen to Six Music now.
I get fucking
That's been like that
racked off with Six Music
It's
sometimes.
been that way for years.
It plays such bullshit sometimes.
Yeah.
It like used to be really good, and
I don't listen-
it
it's
still
still
can
all day,
be
don't get
really
me wrong.
good.
Yeah.
But then there's other stuff, and I'm like, what's going on now?
The stuff in the day I wouldn't listen to
Yeah.
because I'm at work. But Mark Riley.
Did you get that job, by the way? Yeah, you haven't actually told me whether you got the job.
Oh no, that's still in flight. That's
In flight, yeah.
So that's all happening.
But you didn't have to do the deal with the devil, which we can't talk
Don't
about.
know. Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah. So we'll talk about that another time.
Let's go into that on this.
No. Klaxon. Oh God. Okay. It's time for another question and another shot of beer.
Do you remember the Klaxons? The band.
Weren't they just called Klaxons, not the Klaxons?
You're right.
Yeah. They were pretty good.
Yeah,
What did they say they were? Space rock at one point.
Yeah,
it was a bit.
I think I saw them live.
Did
One
you?
of them broke his leg,
So he was on stage.
but yeah, on a
The broken-
stool, so he didn't really have the energy you'd expect.
Oh,
They were pretty good though. Anyway, question time. What is your dream location for recording a podcast?
ooh, okay. I don't know.
Great.
In short, not sure.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, have you got anything in mind there? Because I'm actually struggling there.
Can it be?
Oh no, I know actually. In The Alchemist, I think going over there and doing an episode in The
that's a great
Alchemist
shout.
would be absolutely sublime.
Yeah. Or in Treehouse.
Or Treehouse.
Yeah. Outside.
Yeah. Isn't Treehouse made to look like a big treehouse? So maybe Treehouse would be better.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't really thinking of that. I was just thinking of actual
Like
places. like,
Well, I mean-
like in a holiday
It's-
brochure.
As a question, that's kind of also like where do you want the channel to go? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So the podcast is one thing because the podcast's like the little side hustle of the side hustle. And we've talked about we want to get over to the States desperately.
I think
We want to.
Mr. Shire.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, let's get going.
I don't feel like I'm going to throw up, so need to remedy that quickly.
In fact, we probably need 2.
No,
at this
hang
rate.
on.
Yeah, we talk about like wanting to go to like Belgium. Belgium's another good one. I mean, Belgium's so easy to get to. We should just do that. Drink again.
I think those are really good shouts. I can't really top that, but if I could go to any location, it'd probably be ancient Macedonia to meet Alexander the Great.
I mean, it ties in. It ties in with your earlier question answers rather.
Preferably when he's on one of those massive drinking game
Yeah,
binges where everyone seems to die.
yeah. I mean, why not?
Do you know about? I think it's Zabatos. Do you know what Zabatos is?
Is this the something to do with Rage Against the Machines? The Zapatista things?
Close. It's a drinking game invented in ancient Greece. But
Okay,
close.
no, then no.
I could see.
I'm thinking of the
drawing that parallel.
Zapatistas. The Zapatistas. All right.
I don't know what you're on about. Zach De La Roche is a singer from.
Yeah,
Rage
no,
Against
they've got some sort of like connection to some South American.
Oh, really?
Yeah, freedom
Cool.
fighters. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty sure.
Anyway,
I don't know. Google that. I don't know.
Speculating. Yeah, Zabatos is an ancient Greek drinking game.
Okay.
So in the symposiums, they always used to get around. They'd like get a massive barrel or
Yeah.
bowl, fill it with water. Then they put smaller bowls that floated on top of the water.
It's like Russian dolls.
Kind of, but it's like beer pong, really.
Ah, okay.
So then you have to throw balls in, and the idea was to put as many balls into the smaller bowls as you could to sink them into the bigger bowl. And
We
then
need to do
it
a
was
video
drinking
that
game.
basically we bring back Zapatos.
Yeah, I think it's called Zabatos. It might be Zobatos or something. Anyway, I might be
Whatever it is.
mispronouncing,
We
but
need to bring that
yeah.
back. I've got an idea actually for a place. If I could time travel back to do a podcast recording,
Yeah.
and I'm going to take us back to our friend Attila the Hun.
Oh,
So when
UK Hun.
Attila the
Wake
Hun,
up, Hun. New
when-
conquest just landed.
Attila the Hun, when he was punishing, we've got a drink.
fuck's sake.
When he was punishing somewhere in Persia,
Right. Did you make him do this?
made him do the Centurion challenge. No, he rounded up an entire village and then tied them up, laid them all on the floor,
Nice.
and then put this giant
Yes.
wooden plank
Classic Attila.
thing, which was basically a floor then, and then they had dinner on top of that. They had a feast on top of all these people that were being suffocated.
Yeah.
To be on top of that plank doing a podcast would be quite something.
Yeah. It's very specific. I don't know. I think
It's a bit grim. I mean, you'd have
something about that
the,
might put
the screams
me
of
off my
innocent
dinner.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out.
But
there.
I think you'd be looking over at Attila like, and he'd be staring at you going,
I just accidentally dipped my finger in my next shot.
oh no. He'd
Anyway.
be looking at you when they're going, come on, pretend like you're not enjoying yourself. And you'd be like,
Yeah.
ah, this is lovely.
He'd be like-
oh, where'd you get your tableware?
Ask me that question about Imperial Stouts.
Yeah. And his girlfriend would be there on a mobile phone. You know, Hun, check him out.
And to be honest, at this point, we've lost it. But yeah, I don't know. As far as
I think I
You've still
wouldn't
got
like to
something
go
there,
there. Wouldn't I like to go to the suffocating death table?
I don't know, man.
That sounds awful.
It was either Attila the Hun or Genghis Khan. I kind of get them mixed up. I know that there's years between them. There's hundreds of years, but still, they
Same
kind
deal.
of did the same thing.
Yeah, like Vlad Tepes as well. They're all just
Yeah. Actually, I mean,
nasty shits.
yeah, Vlad doesn't get a mention normally.
Yeah. He gets conflated with Dracula though. doesn't
We
he?
should find a nice Romanian brewery that we can perhaps do like some sort of Vlad Tepes.
Got your back, kid.
Yeah. Oh, you found one. Oh,
Yeah.
you found one. I'm good.
Yep.
Well, cheers.
See you at Rivington.
Here's to shot 76.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, we're 3/4 of the way now, though.
Oh Christ.
We're on the home stretch. Don't you worry. Okay, yeah. So, have we got more questions? I don't know. We don't want to use. We've only got the right amount of
I'm
questions.
starting to feel like. Do you remember Raiders of the Lost Ark with the famous Marion versus the I forget what country they're in.
Is this when like Nigel Farage comes out looking like a Nazi? No.
Are you asking me
Was Nigel Farage in the?
if I'm referring to a scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where Nigel Farage
No, what it
comes
was
out
is he-
dressed as a Nazi?
He was in. He was in real life, wasn't he, Nigel Farage? And he came out wearing that suit that looked exactly like the Nazi guy in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Like the SS officer.
Yeah, like the guy from Del Monte sort of suit.
Oh no!
Just
no,
saying
no,
like,
no,
oh,
no.
you got to go and steal
Got-
the Lost Ark.
Got you? No. This is a scene where Marion is doing the drinking game
Like this.
with exactly like this, and she's. I'll do it now.
Was
She
she
goes
re-
like this.
But was she recording a podcast? Is that? Oh, that's how you're feeling.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
with
a bit
you,
like
yeah.
that. And she,
So for those who can't watch and are just listening, if you don't know Raiders of the Lost Ark, Paul drank a shot and then kind of craned his arm and fell into it.
it was a perfect recreation.
It was a
of the
perfect
Marion Ravenscroft scene.
You got your party hat on. So
She famously she had this hat on.
she did, yeah,
Raiders of the
and
Lost
that and that shirt. We've both gone out with the shit
And
shirts
later on in the
today. Love
film,
it.
famously, Indiana Jones wears this very hat.
He did,
He
yeah.
has, to,
yeah,
he has
yeah.
to go back for it at one point.
Well, isn't the Lost Ark under that hat?
Yes, that's how the film goes.
Yeah.
He goes all around the world looking for the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look for the Raiders of the Lost Ark. They are the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So
aren't they?
3/4 of the way through this, I'm not going to lie, we are veering.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, what doesn't happen in Raiders of the Lost Ark is Harrison Ford goes around the world looking for the Lost Ark, then forgets that it's actually under his hat. Because
Yeah.
that'd be
That'd be a really
shitty.
that'd be a
shitty
boring
ending.
film. Yeah, yeah.
It was under my hat all the time.
It's the friends we made all along.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Have you ever seen those videos of people on motorbikes
No, I've never seen them.
where they're doing like the death wobble?
No.
It's where they're kind of. I think it's something like the actual force that they're exerting is greater than the force at the front, and then basically the bike just suddenly just starts spinning out, or just going like that. It kind of feels like we're in the death wobble at the moment.
Yeah, I
We've got to drink
think
again.
that's accurate.
Yeah, because that's kind of where we're going. We're fast approaching the next klaxon. Maybe we could bring that question in. I think it could be a good question. Can we do that? Are we allowed to? We're allowed to bring in early klaxon? I don't know. Can we ask Luke? Could we bring in early klaxon? Yeah, he's saying it's okay. It's only 30 seconds early.
Short
so
time for the question.
klaxon. What's this?
Jeremy Clarkson.
So is this
turn it around.
is this some of Hannah's revision?
Yeah, I think we've reused some of those cards, because
SRM, is that steady rolling man?
resources are finite,
Steady rolling man, straw 2 to 4, gold 6 to 7, amber 10 to 18, brown. This is all just may as well be written
That's
in
just
shorthand.
science, yeah.
Okay, so this question on the 80th minute: if you could travel back in time, which historical period would you like to explore for the beer culture? That's a good
I
question.
feel there's been quite a lot of history questions.
There's been a lot. Yeah, I mean we've kind of covered some. That's a really nice question. I know where I'm going to go with that, and we're on 80 minutes now, so let's have a shot.
Go on, you go first, because outside of the Macedonian and ancient Greek side of things,
I mean, I love watching things like The Last Kingdom, Game of Thrones. Like I said, like these fucking historical periods. Obviously, Game of Thrones is completely fictional, but like The Last Kingdom.
how dare you?
I would love to go back to the Middle Ages. And I know it'd be really shit. I know that it wouldn't be pleasant.
Yeah.
But I would to sample an old medieval tavern.
Yes.
Just to get that whole
I think what
beer
the best,
culture there. That would be...
That'd be great. I think the best thing about that is getting dysentery at 16 and dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of all done that because there was some people that grew quite old.
They didn't go to the pub though.
Yeah, I mean, it was all table beer.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Or was it? I don't know. It could have been... I mean, okay, let's
I
go...
wonder if they had different strengths.
How about Dark Ages then? And we go to the time when it was Dark Age, Norway or Denmark, and you've got the mead on the go.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a bit cleaner. But the
Mead from the horn.
The food hygiene standards would have been a bit higher.
Yeah. I'm totally there. I mean, this is the other thing that got me thinking about mead. Do they all just keep bees in like Nordic countries? Do they just keep
famously.
bees?
Yeah, famously.
Or were they just robbing? Or were they just pillaging like any of those hives that they found and just basically just smash the shit out of them?
No, there was sort of household law of the lands, like
Drink again.
like Nordic laws that said you had to keep at least 5 bees on your person at all times.
Looking at the time, I don't know how far off we are here. We're on 82 minutes, and we've got...
If we fail, we fail.
Hang on, we just need to drink more shots. We've just skipped. So there's 10 there, 10. Yeah, we need to just drink 2 more shots. And then we're even. Let's go.
Oh, great.
Yeah, let's go.
Quick drink more faster. Fucking hell.
Hold with us, viewers and listeners. Just we're getting through this.
Oh my God, I'm going to puke. This is so grim.
I mean, it does go to show.
It doesn't even taste of anything anymore.
I still taste it. And you know what? I still like the smell. The smell. It smells like a tap room now. Like it smells like I've just gone into
Smells
Verdant.
of fucking resentment to me, boy.
Right, one more. And then you're there.
What?
One more, then we're even.
Is this some kind of weird fucking practical joke?
I don't know. We've got sidetracked somewhere talking about bees and the Nords.
Nordic bees.
Yeah, so we're there now. We're good. We've still got 7 more minutes to talk about historical time periods where you would have a beer
Are we still not one question?
to explore the. Yeah.
This is taking the piss.
So where would yours be? Not, and you can't say ancient Macedonia with Alexander the Great playing Tabados, wherever it was.
Yeah, I think
You can't do that.
All the really interesting, like old world beer stories are going to be like Babylonian and stuff, but that wouldn't have been beer that we know. You know, it would have been fucking grim, I should imagine.
Johnny Garrett went to Egypt recently
Yeah.
to finish his book, and I'll be quite interested to see what Egypt's contribution to beer
Yeah,
is.
absolutely.
I guess we'll read his book and find out.
Yeah, cool. But you know,
I hope there's an audiobook version.
like,
I'd love that.
would you?
Yeah, be like watching a video, but without any of the visuals.
Can't argue with that logic. Like Hinton and Ninsky and all that stuff that came really, really early on in beer development. And I guess I'll tell you what would have been a great time in beer.
Go on. The 60s.
Just have literally at the end of World War II, when everyone came back home, and the pubs were just blaring, like for a few years, just before the real heartache of the reality of war kicked in. Just everyone just having the whale of a time, and I bet everything would have just been such a high. It's like you just won the World Cup times a billion.
I'm gonna see that, and I'm gonna raise you.
Come on.
I'm actually gonna go. Let's go back to wartime. Do you remember when? What was it? Something Meredith. Meredith. The guy
Meredith Brooks, who sang "I'm a bitch, I'm a liar."
No, not her.
Okay.
No, the guy who was in. He was in Rocky. He was the old guy in Rocky. I can't remember.
Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith. There you go.
Who also played the Penguin in Batman.
Yes,
the series.
And he did back in World War II. He did the American U.S. forces kind of. I suppose it was an induction video about the culture of Britain. When you're staying over there, this is a British pub. It's a proper old Pathé film.
Yeah. I think I've seen that actually.
Yeah. And he talks about it in like the playing darts and things. He's like, hey, and these guys here, they like their beer warm and flat. And that's the way the beer is here.
Don't you mean they like their beer warm and flat? Just like
He sounded normal then. He wasn't like, you can't do it, Rack, you're too old. He wasn't like that.
She's a chicken rock. It is speed. Crazy fast speed.
No?
Yeah, not him.
But yeah, I would love to go back to a good old-fashioned British boozer where you had the Americans and the Brits there at the same time during World War II.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely fascinated just to spend the evening there, just to see what's going on.
Yeah, man.
Hear the stories, because we're not getting involved.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality. We probably would be.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, I've got to be up in the morning and fly a plane.
I'd also like to go back
To Germany.
That pub. It was in that documentary, and the little bloke came in, and he had hair. He had that sort of effeminate gold bloke with him. And there was that old dude with the beard.
Okay.
And he had his little young boyfriend with him, and he got his sword out and started waving it around, and he cut that bloke's arm off. And
What the fuck are you talking about?
Star Wars.
Ah, okay.
I'd like to go
what's
there.
going on?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Galaxy far, far away. On the subject, what fictional pub would you like to go and drink in?
Ooh, great question.
Yeah, just off the cuff. I mean, we've still got 3
Paddy's
minutes.
Bar.
Paddy's Bar.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've still not watched.
In fact, I'd hate to go there, actually.
Pretty horrible.
Scrap that. That's probably the worst place you'd ever go. What's that pub called in The Lord of the Rings? The Prancing Pony.
Prancing Pony. I mean, yeah, you'd have some interest in folk there, yeah. It's a bit too... it's a similar style to what I was just saying then about World War II. Obviously, it's not World War II, but it's up in Yorkshire. The Slaughtered Lamb from American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Especially just to see how the...
Dropped out the Mexican!
Yeah. Exactly, just see how the Mexicans are received on
This
the way.
is very xenophobic, this whole chat.
I don't know. I mean,
Although
I think
these
we've got
are
to drink
slides
again.
from
I don't know.
films.
Let's do it.
That was Brian. It was a Brian as well who said that. He used to be a wrestler.
Don't do that. You're throwing us all off, having shots from different areas. Have a shot from the... Yeah, that's it. The designated
like the
shot
third
drinking
shot you
area.
did, you came down here.
I know, and I
took one.
regret that, and that's why I'm telling you to reverse your life choices. In the moment.
I've learned from my choices. Have you?
We've got to have another one now, anyway.
Fuck's sakes.
In fact,
I've lost track of what we're saying as well.
we were talking about Mexicans, American Werewolf in London.
American Werewolf in London. That was like one of the earliest films I saw because my auntie
brilliant.
was a bit of a psychopath. And
One of my favourite films.
I've seen it 1,000 times. So when me and my cousins were like really, really young, between 6 and 9, my auntie would just go watch a video. And then it'd be American Werewolf in London or Salem's Lot or The Shining.
Nice.
So that was good. So it was great being scared at that age. American Werewolf in London became a different film when I was about 14. Because Jenny Agutter was in it.
The nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tasty. Yeah.
100 and tasty. Please never ever do that again. Ever.
It's time to drink.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is good. And also it's got that scene in the porn cinema, which is one of the funniest scenes in a film I've ever seen.
Because the fake porn film is playing.
You know, the fake porn film is so good. Yeah, it's
I've
like,
never seen you before in my life. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, you! What have I told you about? What are you talking about? I've never seen you before in my life. Not you, her. It's like, I don't know who you are. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Sorry.
So good.
Yeah.
And then you get to that part where he goes, "Hey, good movie." So good.
You could shoot yourself in the face. Yeah, great.
And then he drinks, and it kind of comes out everywhere.
Ooh.
Oh, klaxon! Which we also need to have the 90th one, and also the one after that, I guess.
I feel like we're on the home straight.
We're on the home straight. Come on.
Oh my god, hang on.
Anyway, I'll klaxon. Let's go. Let's go.
Sorry, just full of burp.
On to
Right.
the 91st shot as well.
Oh, is it shot time? Oh, Christ. Hang on. Right, question. If your life was a beer commercial, what song would be the soundtrack? Oh, nice.
I mean, that's a great question.
I always think of like tampon adverts.
Tampon adverts.
Yeah, when I hear like songs and stuff. In my head, it's someone on skates and it's a...
She's got
tampon
it.
From the 90s,
Yeah, baby,
yeah.
she's got
Yeah,
it.
look, she's doing a thing.
I'm dizzy, my head is spinning. I don't know. It's,
We'll be after this.
I mean, what would happen in your commercial? I suppose that's what we need to kind of look at. We need to unpack it a little bit, don't we? Because I don't have an answer for this.
I don't...
What's going
a lot
on in
happens
your
in a life, doesn't it? I mean,
what's going on in your beer commercial that you're in?
regretting life choices, I think.
Would you be like Bill Murray in Lost in Translation?
No.
When he goes over to
No.
Japan to push that whiskey, and it is like for Centauri times. Oh, we need to drink again.
Shit, you know.
You know. Here does the Centauri whiskey. I fucking love that film. It's one of my favourite films of all time.
More like Bill Murray in Caddyshack at this rate, to be honest with you, just with my tongue permanently stuck out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the advert would be about, but song-wise, Gibber and Twitch by the Cardiacs.
I don't know that song.
Well, it's just relentless insanity, really.
I mean, as is most Cardiacs.
Which makes you rethink your whole thought process around musical form and composition. And it makes you think, what the fuck am I listening to and why am I doing it? Which kind of sums up where I am at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a beer advertisement for this, for whatever this is, that would be apt.
Yeah,
I think, because
sick of drinking just 50 shots in
we've done well.
1 hour.
Look at this.
Why not double it?
We're on the home stretch and just God.
I like how we put the shot glasses back into a mildly
Sonoma's never tasted so good.
into a mildly good order. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good. I feel like I'm going to puke.
I think I'd have to have something that happens in my advert that would be, I don't know. I suppose it would be something like an anticlimax. I'd love a good anticlimax in an advert.
Something that's a bit. Oh, that Mr. Soft, don't you know? That one.
I don't
Just
know
really
what that
dour.
was. I'm not sure what that
I think
was.
it's Steve Harley in the Cockney Rebels.
Is that the come up and see me, make me smile?
That's their famous one. Oh God, that's what
Yeah,
everyone says.
But isn't that? Yeah, come on, keep drinking. If there's one thing you don't need to do right now, it's keep drinking. But by the same token, we are literally now five.
Last row? Is that the last row?
5 shots each off completing the Centurion
This is
challenge.
the 20th row.
Yeah,
Fuck's sake.
I don't think I have an answer for this question because I haven't worked out what's going on in my advert.
It's a bit
yet.
hard to encapsulate a life in a song, though, right?
Yeah. What beer would you be advertising? I suppose that's the best. That's the best way to look at it.
Probably some. You know, one of those really weird beers that you get in like Greek restaurants, which you've never heard of, and you never will.
Like Mythos. And
Yeah, but not even Mythos. It's
Keo.
you wouldn't have heard of it. Just one of them.
So you would literally be going to a faraway country. Greece isn't that far,
Yeah, you
but
know.
you'd be over in Greece. I mean,
I think Greeks become the unofficial sponsor.
you've been living in Greece / Macedonia
Yeah,
for most of this
Yeah.
episode because you started off with Tzatziki.
yeah. It's
where's
so weird,
that
isn't it?
come from?
I don't.
Why are you
what the
doing
fuck-
that?
Where's that come from?
Why are you doing that?
I've literally no interest in Macedonia or ancient Greece.
It's called North Macedonia now as well. They had to change
Yeah,
their name.
but I'm still living in like ancient Macedonia, aren't I?
Yeah. Because that changed the name because of is it Jason Macedonia?
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne, yeah. Time to drink a shot. Well, they had to change the name. Greece insisted that they didn't say that they were Macedonia proper because Macedonia proper is in Greece, so they're North Macedonia. And
Just the
that's why
Balkans,
that's
innit?
changed the name. I wonder how they're going to do in the Olympics because the Olympics started now.
Well, did you know that Alexander the Great killed his best friend with a javelin when he was drunk?
No.
Just saying. Maybe the javelin is going to go well.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm with you on there. But what song would he be doing that to?
I feel like we're not answering any question at the moment. We're just sort of meandering in a stream of consciousness between things.
It's very much stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
But okay, let's try and tie it all together. Your advert, let's say you're directing this beer advert, and for some reason you're directing this beer advert for a Greek beer that no one knows.
Yep.
And in the advert, Alexander the Great has thrown a javelin and impaled someone,
His best friend.
his best friend, with this javelin while drinking a beer. Or no, he doesn't. He waits.
It
and then he
would have
drinks the beer
been
at the
wine,
end.
I reckon.
Yeah.
But,
Well, no, because let's just say beer.
yeah,
'Cause
no,
it needs
I'm
to
saying,
be.
but historically, it would have been wine.
We need to culturally appropriate it. So what song is playing in this advert? Because I feel like there's an advert there for a Greek beer company that, you're welcome.
It's not. The only Greek style music I can think of.
Is that one that Smash the Plates too?
No, it's Save Your Love, My Darling, Save Your Love. Rene Ramato.
Oh, actually, I've got a better idea. The guys who did Horsemen of the Apocalypse. The first horse is white. The second
I don't know this at all. What the fuck are you on about?
You know, that song.
No?
It was a 60s song. That's been in a car advert fairly recently as well.
I don't know it.
It's like the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and I can't remember what the band is. We're gonna have to do an addendum at some point and fucking add that in because they were all Greek.
Oh, really? Okay.
They were a Greek band, yeah,
okay.
and it's a really famous song.
I can't think of any Greek bands, to be honest.
I think we're a shot ahead, or are we? I don't know.
Hang on. No, I don't think we are.
Oh, we're on target.
I mean, we're literally about to do our last shot.
That's
On the
great,
last
isn't
minute.
it? It's soon rolled round.
Holy shit. Can't believe we kept that up.
Yeah, I mean,
Right, here we go.
been a bit of a challenge, but let's go.
8, 9, go.
Final shot
Cheers.
to the completion of the Centurion.
Oh, God, I hate this so much.
Here we are, Centurions, in our own time, decked out in armour and a nice shield. Wearing one of those hats that looks like a party hat, but
Why was the Greek thing happening? What? We've got to just think this through, man. You're right. There's been a through line from Tzatziki to.
you've got some sort of issues. I don't know.
But I've never
issues
thought of
with
this in my
Greece.
life. This
It's-
is mental.
It's strange to me.
Right, let's ask this last question.
There's the last question.
Is the last question. What is
What's going to happen to these timers when it reaches 100? Should
What
we wait
about-
and see?
Hang on. Well,
It's surely just going to stop.
we've got 15 seconds.
We're going to find out, I guess. So for those of you who aren't watching, the timer's at like 99, 50 odd seconds at the moment. But there's only room for 4 digits. So as soon as we reach 100, I'm assuming it's just going to...
Oh,
back
just starts
to
again.
0 again. Oh,
oh God.
that's nice.
Right, that was anticlimax.
Yeah.
Right, last question. What is your ultimate beer and food pairing?
Ooh, okay. So I think if you... Now, at the stage where I'm currently just drunk 100 shots of pale ale...
I don't know if I have to eat anything now, I'll cry.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm so full.
I think... I actually do think that meat and cheese platters are imperious. I still reckon I could eat... If Luke, for some reason... And this isn't a hint, Luke. You shouldn't do this. But if you did do this, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Feta cheese,
But
of course,
if you went off to the fridge and for some reason there was some meat, like cured meats and some little blocks of cheese, and then for some reason you found some little like French mustard, something like that, and celery salt, and you brought that over, you chopped it up over on the counter, and then you bring it over here. That'd go down really nice right now.
We haven't got any of that stuff.
So we can't send Luke to the fridge now. Okay. Well, I mean, it was an idea, and I think that
That's
gives...
on pepper armies.
I could kill one of them right now.
We'll keep one later, don't worry.
Oh god! But that gives you an idea of where my head's at right now. I think
I couldn't eat
any beer really, and you can talk about whether it's a stout, a Belgian,
Yeah.
a pale ale. I reckon cheese and cured meats. It's not very vegan friendly, but
I'm
Fuck
with
it.
you. I'm with you. I
You
think
know, it's-
I think if you do beer and food pairing, you have the sort of classic things. You have lager and spice. Especially lager and
Lager and a
good,
curry.
Good Indian
yeah.
fare, and then I suppose you could argue that a good American style burger or barbecue food with a good pale ale is going to go down really well. But yeah, I'm with you. The best thing in the world is being in a Belgian tavern, and they come out with the cubes of cheese, the celery salt, And then, if you're lucky, the spurious meat.
Spurious meat.
It's got some kind of jelly on it. It might be corned beef, but it's a bit too gelatinous. Who knows?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's always good. However,
that right there, I mean, that encompasses that whole thing, and
it covers everything as well, man. It covers,
like
Belgian triples.
Yeah, you could have it
got
with
the hobby
everything.
stuff. You got the doodles and the dark
You don't need to
beers,
mix up. It doesn't matter.
It's fucking brilliant.
I'm so hungry.
Really? I don't think we'd eat a thing.
Actually, I could eat right now.
Oh, we'll give you some food. We've got some pizza over there.
Pepperoni. I've already had pizza. I can't do pizza.
It's great. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. I agree. Actually, I think that would be my answer as well.
It's
Cheap.
solid. I mean, it can't be beaten, can it?
But just from a regional point of view,
Fight me.
you can't beat Black Country tapas.
Okay, so it's a big fat cob.
Yeah.
Like
a bag of crisps.
Yeah, like cheese that's just unreasonably thick.
You look door wedge.
It's like, why is it that thick?
It's like War and Peace thick. Yeah.
Half an onion.
Yeah. just half an onion.
Half an
That's
onion
it.
on there.
Yeah.
And it's a proper crusty cob.
And like some kind of weird cheap margarine butter hybrid.
Oh yeah, it's got to be shit cheap butter. It's not real butter.
Yeah.
It's probably marge.
Yeah.
Like the woman who did the taxes.
It's got
unnecessary. Maureen.
That was Maureen. Yeah.
Maureen, I love you.
That was Rocky.
Yeah, I was tying back into the Rocky.
Jesus, Rocky, her name's Marge. She needs speed, really fast speed.
But no, you are right. That with some scratchings. Yeah, I mean, I remember last week I was having a really tough time at work. Like it was a really fucking intense job, full of intense mental health stories.
Oof.
And I was working late, and then I was meeting up with you to chat about some channel shit. And the natural thing to think was meet you at Hot Vault, and I was like, tell you what, let's meet at the Bird in Hand, the Bathams.
Bathams pub.
Because I need a Black Country recovery shake right now. And it was just what I needed.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny about that event as well? We were there, it was really hot weather, we sat outside, and it's next door to a grill it, isn't it? Like this chicken restaurant, grilled chicken restaurant. And
it's not run by chickens, just to clarify this.
I don't know, I've never seen the owners. But
I have.
It smelled like being on holiday. But yet I was looking out at Old Swinford High Street, and I was like, this doesn't compute.
Yeah.
It smells like dare I say it smells like I'm in Greece.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What's,
I could have said Spain,
what's
to be honest.
happening?
But yeah.
This is like if the Greek tourism board sponsored us, right?
This is what we're gearing
This
for.
would be the best stealth advertising you could ever hope for, because we've smashed this.
Should we tag the Greek tourism board into this episode?
Yeah.
I think that'd work.
Yeah. Have we slagged them off?
We haven't slagged them off. No, if anything, we've said the beer is shit over there, maybe.
Yeah.
But you've also come with a ready-made advert idea.
Yeah, but I'm just rethinking it though. We've said tzatziki is shit, the beer's shit, and actually, it was better 300 years before Christ.
Hang on,
But apart from that, we nailed it.
hang on. Tzatziki, big fan. I'm a big fan. Tzatziki beer, not as much.
Yeah, you're right.
But-
You're right.
I mean, one of my favourite takeaways in Stourbridge is still Mr. Souvlaki.
Yeah,
So make of that what you will.
that's in Greece. That's in Greece, isn't it?
Yeah,
Make of that what you will.
make of that what you. I think
that you top with Pete.
I think we need to stop recording right now.
Yeah, okay. Right, we've drank too much. Thanks for listening and putting up with that nonsense.
Thank you very much. We've done 100 shots each. It's been lovely.
We'll post some pictures of the carnage.
Yeah, of what and shears. Because to be fair, I could still drink.
Oh God, man!
Are we gonna crack something big?
Fuck off! Just fuck off. If I have to drink another hop, I'd cry.
I don't want to go dark at the minute.
Don't do anything at the moment. Just
You need to go for a walk.
I don't want a cup of tea. That's what I want.
Okay, well, Luke, get the kettle on. Thank you very much for listening to our anniversary episode of the Fantasy Beer Name podcast. Tune in next time when we'll be talking about something else, and we won't be drinking 100 shots each of beer.
The next one is 1,000.
No, it isn't.
Over the course of 4 days.
It's something mundane, and it'll be like 3 or 4 cans, and that'll be it. So
I'm happy with that.
thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
The Fantasy Beer Name podcast is brought to you by PlanetBeerTV. This episode was recorded by Luke Bartlett. Thanks once again to our wonderful sponsors, Mosaic Board Printers.